Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's me. Sorry about that. My nose is a bit wet. Stephen, and here on my left is Mike Isaacson, famous radio commentator and BBC employee.
Blogger.
We're basically
Melchett Mike. Go to my blog, Melchett Mike.
Where did Melchett come from?
I used to live on Melchett Street in Tel Aviv. Do you know who Melchett was?
Lord Melchett.
Lord Melchett, yeah. He was Alfred Mond. He was a Jewish philanthropist. I'm just trying to educate the viewers, which they're not going to get from you.
Today we're going to have a bit of a moan about things that happen in this show and about the idiosyncrasies that people have here and the way people behave.
Because you just talk about Bibi otherwise and why Bibi should be re-elected.
Here we go.
So I decided, it was my decision, time to move on to a new subject, something more interesting and more amusing maybe.
Oh, you're boring. Anyway.
Bibi is not amusing.
What I'm going to talk about is, what we're going to talk about are things that really bother us and get our backs up and get on our...
piss us off.
Yeah, piss us off.
There are so many.
There are things that really get on our nerves. So...
You've got to move in this way a bit. There you go. Come closer, darling. Come closer, darling. There you go.
Anyway, so look, one thing I must say is that I find rudeness in this country disgusting. I'll give you one little example of it. A long time ago, I was driving in the Bloomfield area in Yafo, in Tel Aviv. I was looking for the stadium, Bloomfield Stadium. And I passed these garages, lots of garages around there, car mechanics. And I shouted out at one of them, can you tell me where Bloomfield Stadium is? And he totally ignored me. It was like I was air.
They probably thought you were senile. Because Bloomfield, you can see it from everywhere.
But then I wasn't senile.
Huge, like whatever, cantilever, whatever they call it.
It was in my pre-senile days. I was, completely okay then.
20 years ago.
And I shouted again, where is Bloomfield Stadium? Nothing. He just, ignored me totally. And he's looking at this car.
Wise man.
Yeah. And I was again, where? And then he just turns around to me. He goes, "Say please, are you
from an Israeli
bastard?" Yeah. Anyway, that was my little story, just to get things going.
I've got so many things that annoy me here. Lots of things have been annoying me recently. Like, I'll tell you one thing which really annoys me. I take my daughters to a bakery in our neighbourhood in Ramat HaSharon, and people go into the bakery, and I go in and I take my stuff, take my rolls, whatever, and I stand in the line and pay for them, and then we go out and eat them. So many people come in there, and they take pastries
with their fingers.
With their fingers. That's the first thing. That's the other thing. They touch, squeezing the bread. You've seen that on Fridays when you're buying your challah for Shabbat. I hate that. I tell people off. If I see anyone touch, I say, what are you going to find when you squeeze a challah? Well, what are you looking for? You think there's going to be gold inside or something? Anyway, that pisses me off. But people start eating before they get to the cashier. People start eating. And they start eating rogalach and start eating their little pastries. And it's all done by weight. And I just don't understand why the owners don't tell them to F off. You never see that here. Maybe Renana's more genteel.
I don't actually see a lot of that, but I must tell you one thing that happened to me. I went into a nut shop, as one does, before Shabbat.
A nut house.
And my friend was in there. He was buying loads of nuts. Like, I wasn't really buying anything. I was just looking around. I saw some really nice looking peanuts. And they have these open.
You didn't, did you?
Hold on.
You're British.
Will you wait for it? So I saw these really nice looking nuts, and I took a spoon that they had there in the nuts, right? I dug it in there, took took it from the spoon into my mouth.
Where did you find the spoon in a nut?
No, they would have them in all the things that they have spoons in there, to fill your thing up. Okay. The owner of the shop, he says to me, "I saw you do that."
Only you get caught.
No,
they don't mention it.
Listen, I said, what? He said, I saw you say that. They also cost money. Everything costs money in this store.
I think it's quite right.
I took out a 10 shekel note, 10 shekel coin. I said, here you are. That's for your trouble. I'm never coming in here again. You're rude and disgusting.
Was that recently?
No, about a year ago.
Was that when I Huzza?
Yeah.
Not
I will never go there again.
Not the one on the corner, the big one.
Yeah, the big one.
Really?
Yeah, I won't go there. I won't go there anymore.
So I go crazy in there. The people go in there.
Well,
So
what I did was not.
people go in there, but people don't even take the spoon.
Okay.
People just walk. I see this often tends to be women. Often tends to be middle-aged women who will walk in there and they have their lunch in there. They go around, have a few nuts.
I know. That is disgusting.
And they dip their fingers in.
What
as well.
I did, was it really wrong? What I did?
No, I think you were very. That's
Okay.
By Israeli standards, that's very polite.
All right.
But people just go in and eat. They help themselves. It's like it's like a free for all.
Because last time
I often like rat on people in the. I do. I tell the people behind the counter. I go, put that. I just can't stand it.
there's this.
It's not the hygiene. It's just the chutzpah. I can't stand the chutzpah.
There's this great fruit shop in Gordon's Green Road. It's Polish, I think. Actually, it's only the opposite Walman
Jewish
Creed.
one.
No, well, Polish, but they've got loads.
Oh,
of
I
fruit.
know. I think I know what you mean.
Anyways, really love everything's out in the open, lovely.
Probably
They have-
Lithuania.
or whatever. They've got these cherries, beautifully big enormous cherries, and they're beautiful. And so I said to the owner, I said, can I just taste one? I said, no. They're really strict about all that.
Because it's a normal country.
I know.
It's not like so. Last week I saw someone in the. Where was I? I was in. I think again I was in Ramat Sharon. I was with my daughter in the supermarket. That's it, Ramat Sharon. They've got the figs now, really nice. I love figs. And they had these beautiful figs. They were expensive. They were like something like 45 shekels a kilo.
That's a lot.
And I see this woman. She just goes up there in a little one of those plastic boxes. She just goes up and takes a whole fig and eats it. And she goes, "Oh, yummy, yummy." And not only that, what does she do next? And I was about to tell the people, the owners of the supermarket, people working in there, what does she do next? She tells her friend, "Come and taste these figs." I mean, that is only in Israel. 40 shekels a kilo.
I want to tell you, I'm really impressed.
That what?
Because you're about the only person in the whole world that I know who would know the price of figs.
I wouldn't pay 40 shekels a kilo.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have a clue how much bleeding figs cost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm single. I'm single. Anyone know anyone nice for me now?
What? Single people eat figs?
No, well, I have to buy my own fruit. I don't have you send your missus out probably to buy your fruit.
No, I
don't do
can't.
that.
But you know what I like, actually?
I have to fend for myself. It's very hard being single.
I've got a weakness, you see. In England, my weakness is gooseberries. I love gooseberries, especially sour ones. Here, there are no gooseberries. But you can get here sour plums.
That's my next subject, hooting.
You get sour plums. I'm going off the subject.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about figs.
Yes, just the general, that kind of things that happen in you see in bakeries and in greengrocers. I can't stand that kind of.
I want to say something else. Also, driving, right? We can talk a lot about driving here, which is disgusting. And when I go past drivers and they're pushing in or something, and I don't let them push in, and they go past me, they go like that, so I go.
Do you never give them the finger?
Never. I was
You have to be careful with that. Yeah.
I go like that.
I do that as well.
I know.
That's the old. What is it? Charlie George.
Yeah. I do that a lot.
That drives them mad.
Yeah.
Blow them kisses.
Oh, I do that. All right.
But when you try to get in traffic, have you noticed if you're on the Ayalon on the motorway, there's a gap to your left, and you decide you want to wish them right, and always indicate, and you move into a gap. As soon as you start indicating, they start driving fast, not to let you in.
Yeah.
They're fuckers.
I know.
Excuse my language.
I know. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But the worst offenders are women drivers. Yeah.
I think
they're terrible women drivers.
Worse than the Frummers.
Oh, no.
The Frummers are the worst. The closer you get to Jerusalem, viewers, I think you'll agree, the closer you get to Jerusalem, the worse the driving.
And the bigger the beard.
And the longer the beard.
Yeah. And that's for the men as well.
Very good. You're on form today. I actually I rang on the bell downstairs. He couldn't remember the intercom. He didn't know how to let me into the building, did he? So just to let you know, I can't believe I take this risk. And we don't edit this. This is totally off the cuff. We don't have notes really. I've made a few things on my phone, but we don't rehearse this. and I'm letting myself in for this kind of half an hour of madness with a person who can't even remember the intercom number to let me into the building.
This is irrelevant, isn't it?
It's not really. I'm just trying to explain to the viewer the kind of risk I'm taking.
It's quite relevant. I mean, yeah. All right. Next.
Anything else to?
Hold on.
I'll tell you what else. What happened to me? See, while you're looking up your list,
Yeah.
this happened to me yesterday. I was talking to someone. I don't remember who it was, and I said something, and he took the piss out of my accent. You ever have that where they hear? Because my Hebrew, I mean, my Hebrew is okay, but I've still got a very strong English accent when I speak Hebrew. And the guy, he asked me something. I was in the dog park. That's it. I was in the dog park, and I was having a conversation with someone else, and he was kind of sitting on the side, and he kind of made fun of my accent. And I just think, oh, Atalomi Po or something like that. That's American, but he kind of did a kind of a foreigner talking Hebrew.
Yeah, well,
I said some word, and he kind of repeated it. I just thought,
but you're doing it all wrong.
You know, no, I just thought, why? You know, if I was going to imitate you talking English, how would you like it?
No, but listen, I want to say something. When I talk to people, when people talk to me, rather, I don't really want to talk to them. Okay, Israelis, they talk to me, and I don't have any time for them.
It's not.
No. So I'll say to them, "Oh, mate, say much you know, I'll put on a really English accent, and that drives them crazy. They don't want to talk to me anymore, right? That's the way the book was.
They probably think you're caring the community.
I don't give a
I mean,
shit.
I sometimes think that.
I like doing that. What was the other thing?
Oh, I've got another thing. So I'm getting all my pet hates here. Out
Get
of
it
my
off your
system.
chest, God.
Do you ever drive around? You see people, especially women. And this is like the viewers won't believe this, especially viewers overseas. You like sometimes see people driving. Excuse me for this. But you'll see someone driving, and their left foot. I'm showing a tattoo there. My new tattoo with the thing. Their left foot will be on the dashboard. Have you noticed that? Women sometimes drive.
Yeah, I know.
As if like it's really comfortable to put your foot on the
What's
dashboard.
the matter with that? If a woman's got
Because
nice
it's
legs,
dangerous.
yeah.
It's dangerous. There's enough accidents here.
It's only a
You cannot be in full control of the car
It's only dangerous
when you've
because
got your foot on the dashboard.
The person who sees that might lose control of the car because they've got nice legs.
No, it's dangerous. I don't like. It's unnecessary. It's like trying to make a point. Like I'm kind of relaxed. I'm cool. I'm going to drive with my foot on the dashboard, with my leg up, my leg over. Dangerous. Not having it. Do you see things here I don't believe there's a half an hour which passes in this country if you're outside the house. Sometimes it's like the house's wife's Israeli, but you don't get something which irritates you.
But they talk a lot. Israeli drivers are just shit. They're horrible drivers. But I wanted to tell you about another thing, and that was Also, people are very greedy here, and there's a thing here in Yiddish called chapping. And that is
Chapping.
It's an Israeli pastime. It means you shove and you push in the queue and you try and weave your way in and you stop people from getting to where they're meant to go. Years ago, there was this, they had this television program and I got tickets for it for me and my son to go. It was a little kid then. And we went and everyone had tickets, but it was a free-for-all. There were no seating arrangements. And you can sit where you want to. Everyone's, trying to get the front. And
sounds like kiddish at Hendon and us.
Wait a minute. And my son says, "Go on, move. Go on, get in the front, Dad. Go on." I was like, "I'm not going to. It's our ticket. We'll find a place." And I would not do that. I would not push in. Anyway, that reminds me of some Kiddush. You may have a Kiddush in shul. Kiddush is where people have a nice drink. It's like a week in shul, but it's not for anyone.
Do you think anyone who doesn't know what a Kiddush is watching?
All right.
Is watching this podcast?
Oh, you're right. Anyway. There was a Kiddush, and a few years ago now, shul, there was a couple who were quite full.
Shul here.
Yeah, and they said, and the woman said, "I don't want to have a mixed Kiddush. I want to have men on, they have their own table, and the women have their own table."
Mechitza.
And do you know what? They had that, but I was disgusted. There were men penetrating the women's Kiddush.
Oh, I see.
Penetrating and helping themselves with their herring.
Interesting choice of words. You mean crossing over into the women's side?
Crossing over and going right inside, helping themselves to the women's herring. I thought it was disgusting. I thought I just mentioned that so you know about happy.
My late dad, bless him, because he was an Irishman, Irish Jew, and he liked his whiskey. So like Raleigh Close in synagogue in Hendon where I grew up. So the whiskies used to be quite small. So when he'd get into the kiddish, he'd take an orange juice glass and empty out the whiskey because that's an Irish whiskey. Because the English people are drinking a lot, and he was like, and my uncle, bless him, also Zechron Livrocha, like at the end of the kiddish, he'd like have this big joke. He'd go like looking under the tablecloth looking for my father. My father liked his whiskies on Shabbos.
Yeah, so did mine. And that, my father used to invite congregants.
His father was a rabbi.
He was a rabbi. But after school, we used to invite people over for kiddish to our house, just over the road. My mum made a strudel and a plavor cake and everything. And they all came over. And my dad's giving them whiskey. And they're drinking it. And then suddenly they say, Rabbi, I can't, I've got to go to open the shop. I've got to go, I've got to go to work this afternoon. They're all sick and they had to drive home.
On Shabbos?
Yeah.
You're a South London boy?
South London, that's right, yeah.
It's amazing that you came out, you're still a swimmer.
Yeah, it was actually. It was
You could have gone either way.
I know. Credit to my dad, and he didn't force it. I mean, he did in a way, but
do you know what? Though we're changing the subject a bit here. Since October the 7th, even I have started thinking. It's even gone through my mind a few times to start becoming frummer again, because at the end of the day, that's what else is there? That's what we're Jews. We should be proud of being Jews. They all hate us. And we should just, we should wear it on your sleeve.
No, you're right. The other day I heard a drosha by a rabbi in KLR.
Explain what a drosha is.
A drosha is like a religious talk. It's someone giving a lecture about a religious subject. And it was a rabbi, American rabbi down the road. And he spoke about the soldiers. There were 3 soldiers who were shot by our own soldiers during the October thing. They were prisoners. Sorry, they were prisoners, hostages, and they showed themselves.
It was accidental. It was friendly fire.
Our soldiers killed them by mistake. And then one of them was someone, I forget his first name, Iris. Oh God. Anyway, his mother, right? The officer in charge of that unit that he was in, phoned her up. Iris. Blonde woman.
I don't think the viewers have got like 20 minutes to think of the name.
No, all right, okay. Anyway. She.
Do you want more time?
He phoned the mother of one of the soldiers who killed. He said, "Look, I want you to speak to my men. Since it happened, since they shot him, they haven't been able to fight. They're afraid, they're scared, and they're guilty. They feel terrible." And she phoned them up, and she put her on a loudspeaker, and she said to them, "You've got to carry on fighting. You're heroes. What you did, okay, was a mistake, and it was wrong, but you didn't mean wrong. You were trying to fight to save our country. Carry on, do it." Anyway, and he phoned her about 2 hours later, and she said, "You don't have to keep phoning me." He said, "I want to first of all thank you for what you did." They went back in, and they were their energies were renewed. It was unbelievable. But I'm telling you now, just to tell you, these soldiers killed Sinwar. They were the actual soldiers who went in there and killed him, the chief Hamas leader. I don't know why what's that to do with.
Yeah, I don't know. You've gone completely off the.
Yeah, but you.
These things happen at your age. It's a nice, but it's I think it related to what I was saying about becoming more religious. And somehow related to that.
That's what happened. The other thing that I can't stand, and you probably come across this as well, is not just Israelis, but it's Haredi Jews especially. When you're on a plane or in an airport or anywhere near a plane or an airport, you see these Haredim, and they haven't got a clue what they're doing. Suddenly they're stupid. Oh, I've got a queue here. Oh, should I pay that? Oh, my luggage is overweight. Oh,
have you ever seen them arguing about their overweight?
Yeah, and they travel all the time. These people,
and they get so rude sometimes.
Yeah,
I fly a lot with Aegean, like with Greek Airlines, and I sometimes hear people, even just normal Israelis. It's not, to be fair, it's not just because Greece isn't particularly Haredi destination. When I hear Israelis, the way they talk sometimes to the foreign, people hate us anyway. You don't need to give them more reasons. and you hear them, and they know that they're overweight, and the rules. Everyone knows the rules. Everyone knows you have that thing to measure the size of the bag, and they come with a massive
Yeah,
bag,
everyone
which they
knows.
come, and they're trying to sit on it and squeeze it, and then they get offensive to the staff.
And
And
they don't-
I just want to get. I normally don't intervene. But it's just such a chilul Hashem. I hate
It
that.
is. It's awful. And then the worst thing is on the actual plane. God forbid if you're winning Kippah, then you've had it. You know, they're going to come around. Can you join us for a minion?
I don't mind that. Even I go.
No, leave me alone. Come on.
Really?
But you feel guilty. You feel as though. I had it a few years ago here, but there was around the corner. They had a minion in some shop that turned into a shul. And then suddenly they caught me. They said, come on for a minion. Someone saying Kaddish. I went in there and they had a minion. They didn't need me.
They're just doing an extra mitzvah.
Oh,
Well, I used to do that outside the supermarket in Jerusalem. They used to try and rope me in. No, that was it. The Chabad out there trying to get me to put on tefillin. I used to tell them I'm not Jewish. That's terrible, isn't it? That is terrible. That's bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, but I just thought that shut them up. Because otherwise they start arguing with you. Have you got to fill in? Haven't you got to fill in? So I just say I'm not Jewish, then they'd stop instantly.
You better do a bit of repair work for that. You know, when you're brownie points up there.
I've got a lot.
Oh,
And
bad.
going back to the thing about the Haredim flights, I know some of my friends won't believe my from. I do fly on Shabbat, and I actually sometimes look for flights on Shabbat because there are no frums on them, and it's just a different experience. I know you can't condone that kind of horrific. I know, but it's flying to we flew just now to Saloniki with the girls and their mother on Shabbat, and it was beautiful. There were no frummers. It was so peaceful.
My dad never ever condemned anyone who broke Shabbat. Whatever anyone does on Shabbat is their own thing. People celebrate Shabbat any way they want.
Yeah.
That was his theory.
Yeah.
So it's all right if you want to
My
celebrate
dad used to go to shul every Shabbos, and then he'd come back in the afternoon.
Did he drive on
We'd have Shabbos. No, he didn't drive on Shabbat. Except when he was a doctor, so he used to drive home from the hospital on Friday night. He didn't sleep over. But on Shabbat afternoon, we'd have Shabbos lunch, and then he'd watch the rugby league.
Rugby league.
He was a big rugby league.
That's a bigger flavour.
Rugby league.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch football, okay, but rugby league, come on.
Do you remember how everyone used to drive to the football, or the less from people?
What? Yeah,
the old days, United.
Yeah, always.
QPR, Tottenham, Arsenal.
I knew actually a friend of ours, their son got married a few years ago to a Giore. That means someone who converted from being non-Jewish to being Jewish. And she actually became very frum. She was very frum. And he was a United supporter. And obviously, every Shabbos afternoon, he'd watch television, watch the news, watch the film, watch the match, everything. He'd go up there, travel down. And she said, I'll let you do that, but you've got to stop